Oh, we got a good one for you today. This is awesome. I wanted to do this just because Canada won yesterday. Let's go, baby. I don't know if if the mic caught that. I sure hope it did, but this is great. What a great day to be on the oil stream with a good friend of mine, a colleague, but a good friend as well. Zach Kubusch, what is up, buddy?
Not a whole lot, man. I'm excited. I saw this on the schedule big time. Maddie sent it out, and you and I together on a show is something that I've dreamed of for a while. Haven't been at the desk in quite some time. I know I did it with Maddie a couple summers ago, but a good time to be in front of the lights here, and I'm just happy to be along for the ride.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, you're so ready for this, buddy. I feel like we both are. I feel like we've made pretty big steps since joining EST, and obviously we learned from the best. But yeah, this is great. I'm so happy. Like, this is a first. Do you remember like your first episode or like when you started watching the oil stream?
Honestly, when I started working here, to be honest with you, I wasn't the guy.
But it was more so 1260 when you listened to the guys, right? Like,
yeah, I listened to more of the morning show and things like that, and I always followed along with 1260 and listened as much as I could. But I mean, I've never listened to more radio in my life than, I guess, working here, being around the environment all the time. But some of my favorites, I mean, Reed Wilkins, when he came over here and when I was told that I was going to be working with him, was just amazing,
just like,
right? And then Hernan Salas and former Oiler Walking Engage, like just... Man, it's amazing where things have come in EST.
This is
we're a bunch
beautiful.
of youngins.
Oh,
I know. We're just taking a victory lap here. We're kind of just clapping our own hands, patting our own backs.
Thank you, man. It's a proud moment. And for Hernan's sake, like I listened to Hernan when I was in college. And now last night we were partying, baby. Let's go, Canada.
Yeah, how was that? So it's 6-0 victory, a massive win, first ever win for Canada over Qatar. Now, how was that? You, LTE, Hernan, we're all down there at the cabin.
Yeah,
like,
Luciano,
what?
the Neff.
Come on, that's amazing.
Nat, the niece, and your sister, I believe, was there.
Maria.
Jasmine was there, absolutely. Rob from the
Grove.
So yeah, it was a dandy time. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and it was. I mean, I'm in,
fun,
baby.
man.
I'm all in. Like
we.
That was history, baby.
We had a lot of beers, but they won 6-0. It was their first win ever.
Yes,
you got to enjoy it.
Got to celebrate.
I mean, Reed and Jay had the show going at 4:00. Second hour of the show is an entire watch party from then till the end of the program on the Reed Wilkins show, and they just enjoyed it thoroughly. Like Jay, I've never seen him so excited, and he was getting loud. Like everybody was getting behind it, and I understand we're all media members here, but like when it's your country on a big stage and it's history like that, it's tough not to get excited because we all together, you guys together at the cabin, everybody there, witness history, anybody sitting at their home on their couch with chips in their hand, witness history. It was a big night.
Yeah.
Thursday, June 18th.
Remember the day.
You guys are so cute.
Thank you. I think you're cute
so
Hernan.
much. I blush every time you say that, Hernan.
Yeah, that's awesome. No, this is great. We're going to have a great episode today right here on the Oil Stream. And of course, we are in the Popeyes, Louisiana kitchen studio. The Oil Stream is also presented by Boston Pizza. That's where Dusty and myself will be on Monday. Boston Pizza Westgate. Show up. It'll be great. They're all tremendous Boston pizzas, but it is the closest one to us. I feel like very close to a lot of Nasties. They show up at pretty well every Boston pizza that we go to, but that's just old stomping grounds. And of course, Curtis and Tony, they're one of a kind, both of them. So that's where we will be on Monday for the Oil Stream. If you can join Dusty and I, that would be very, very cool. And if not, we totally understand. But this is the Oil Stream, like I said. That is Zach Kubusch making his time at the desk since it's been, what you said, 2 years? First time since you've been on
It's been a while. I think there was one show pregame GCLD's Oil
That was
Stream
fun.
Pregame show where I had to step up. I was about to leave. I was 2 seconds from leaving.
Yeah.
Benny the producer of the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show was there, and just things weren't working on location. And we step up, man. We got to come up to plate and hit when you're called upon, and that's what we do around here at EST.
Absolutely. Yep. No, right on. Boston Pizza, buy one medium or large pizza and get the second 50% off. That's for takeout. It's also Friday. You know what that means. If you want to celebrate Canada's massive win yesterday, or start pre-gaming for the Elks game tomorrow. It's Fishbowl Friday. Let's go. We will also be at the tailgate tomorrow. We want to throw that out there. We're going to show up around 12, I think. We'll be there right before 12.
Yeah, we'll get things going there around 2 hours before kickoff. The Elks home opener against the Montreal Alouettes. 1-0. The Elks had the second week bye week, but Montreal 2-0, rolling in big test, as Maddie says, litmus test. And not only are we going to be there for tailgate, we're going to have cornhole chips and things like that. We're set up right beside the stage on the tailgate side, just southwest end of Commonwealth Stadium, but also the Commonwealth Stadium Green and Gold kickoff show an hour before kickoff. And of course, the post-game show as well with one glue guy, Jay Milne, and Matt Iwanek.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a hoot. It's going to be a grand old time. Let's get right to it there, Koob. I'll lay out the show here for all the listeners right now on YouTube, whether it's TuneIn as well, iHeartRadio. Text us, 780-218-9999. We'll get to as many of those as possible. We're going to touch on a little bit of Oilers at the start of the show here. Then we're also going to look elsewhere. There's some news around the NHL that I want to touch on. Darren Radish, that's pretty big news coming out of Toronto, signs an 8-year deal at $8.5 million. Had a career year, 70 points in 73 games played. How will this contract age? I mean, this is his first really, I mean, it was a very impressive year. But I mean, how many times have we seen a player on a contract year, go out, steal the show, and then sign big bucks, and then how do they follow it up? So that's going to be a fascinating watch heading into next season. Jonathan Taves as well, he retires. I am going to pose this question. I've always thought this, and I know Joaquin Gage, this guy, Gager just absolutely loves Jonathan Taves. And I'm just going to say it. I think he might be. I have history here. Maybe that's a stretch, but I think he is one of the most overrated players in hockey.
Do we want to get into this right now?
Oh, well, we'll get into the Oilers news first. I'm just teeing it up, but
I know.
Yeah,
I know. That's a big.
Yeah,
that's
what are your
thoughts
on that? Quick thoughts.
Okay, quick thoughts. I mean, it's easy to say yes, but there's layers to it.
There is layers to it,
and I'm excited to get into it.
Yeah.
I got some good points once we get into that for sure.
For sure. July 1 is, it's upon us, Nasties, and I put together the top 5 UFAs I would like to see the Oilers to go after. Obviously, it's kind of a dream scenario. There's no way they'd be able to get all 5 of these guys. This is just like all the players that are available. If they could land one of these guys, I'd be like, okay, I'm happy with this. So Nasties would love to hear from you as well in the YouTube chat and the Nasty chat. That's what we call it. And we'll be reading some texts as well. If you have any Oilers questions, for sure, we will get to that. But to finish the show, we thought this would be pretty fun. We're doing a Would You Rather. Zach, this was your idea.
This was, and I got a handful of questions, some Oilers related, but more so, I guess, the personality of it. Because I know you're fond of the orange and blue. You love watching the team, as we all do, I guess, here. But, there's certain questions that I have for you where you have to debate certain things, or just we'll get to it. I'm saying too much, but
no,
there's some questions that go all over the place, but Oilers adjacent questions for sure.
Yeah, I can't wait, buddy. Mm-hmm. That's going to be good. And then just lastly, to the Nasties. How's it going? It's Friday. Like, the vibes are high. I'm feeling so good right now. I just want to see. I'm just throwing this out there. I'm very curious. Who is the farthest Nasty right now? So you can text that in. I want to know. Like, where are our listeners right now? If you're in Edmonton, do we have some folk in Southern Alberta? Do we got some Nasties out east? Like, where? How far out east? I'm just curious. We have
Nasties all over the world. Okay,
we do.
We're not just in Edmonton. We're Edmonton Sports Talk, but we go globe. Or coast to coast around the globe. And we really do. We had a map up in our old offices.
We need to get that back up.
Yeah, we had the pin wall of every location that Nasties chimed in from, or even if they're just visiting there or whatever for work purposes. And it's great to see how far of a reach that we can get on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton Sports.
Very good, Coop.
Yeah, I love it.
I'm very curious about that, though. So if you were the farthest EST nasty listener right now, just chime in. I'm very curious. How far are we talking to? Where are we talking to right now? Okay, with all that out of the way there, Koob, I actually have not been in I don't know if the Nasties know this, but we kind of cross paths, but when I'm wrapping up is usually when you're kind of getting in, and I'm very curious. Mike Babcock, I said it yesterday, it was a very serious show yesterday, and we're going to have a little bit more fun today. It was a fun show yesterday, but all signs are pointing towards him being the next coach of the Edmonton Oilers. I feel like we've talked about this a lot, but I'm just curious because I haven't spoken. I just want to know your thoughts on this.
Well, it's still on the back burner currently, and all reports are facing toward that they are going to put pen to paper sometime early next week. It just hasn't happened yet. When the news originally broke, though, I was sitting there and immediately thought, this is something that isn't out of the Oilers' realm of possibility.
Yeah.
They always tend to want to take risks in these certain ways to go after people who have publicly maybe been shown to cross certain lines and do certain things that has had outcomes of backlash where they had to step away, like a resignation in 2023, not coming back for what is going to be 3 years, not coaching a single game with the Blue Jackets. His resignation, it says a lot. And the wording of, the investigation, having to wait and all this news coming out around certain other coaches, like in Toronto, hiring Jim Hiller. Apparently John Chayka, the GM, said that they interviewed 50 or more people.
Yeah,
they did their due diligence.
Do you believe that?
I do. And Reed said it, I think, but not formal interviews, but I guess there were discussions. You can say any discussion is sort of an interview, but how long each process went can vary.
Right.
But I think Stan Bowman, Jeff Jackson, and the rest of Oilers management are dead set on bringing a coach like this in, especially with the stories of, players coming out. I was a bit shocked at first of, how much is this driven by Stan Bowman and what's sort of going on in their minds to want to bring in and potentially bring in a coach just as Mike Babcock with the baggage that he brings. But, if he turns out to come here and be, I guess, a changed man, and Connor McDavid and the leaders think this is what the team needs, and then so be it, man. Once things happen, if it's a done deal and they hit the ice, that's just what happens there.
Is this the right move in your opinion? And if not, was there a coach that you wish that they would have gone for instead?
It's really tough because it's been such a coaching, not debacle, but to have 6 head coaches and entering a dozen seasons now, as Connor McDavid is, from that perspective, I don't know how much it really weighs on the coach, but in their time and the coaches that they've had from Hitchcock to Tippett and all this, I don't really think they've had a personality such as Babcock's. And maybe it can be a bit of a curveball to try and see what he can do and adjust and, try and bounce back from a situation that he had. Now, this isn't his second chance back. He's slipped up before.
Yeah.
How many times can you slip up before you say, okay, actually, I want to do this. I want to be in the game, and I want to prove that I guess I'm not what the allegations are, because I feel like his career as a coach, Mike Babcock, has been now clouded from this situation that happened in Columbus. The NHL deemed that there wasn't anything necessary for an investigation, but he's got the X's and O's. I think he knows the game, and why not just try it? And in a situation like this, you're limited in your time with Connor McDavid. If he looks at that and sits down and they've chatted and says, look, well, if this is going to be the guy, man, this is the only one I want to see here. I don't know who he's going to bring in, when and if he's named head coach, but I'm sure if they've had these discussions, man, they think something else that maybe people from the outside don't see, because there's a lot of backlash from this, from fans and media. And at this point, it's hard to put trust in management like that, but it's a wait and see game. It's a lame answer, but that's really what it is to me, man.
No, that's fair. And I love that you brought up the players, and they're giving this the green light. And ultimately as fans, I'm just does he deserve it? And it's well, if the players are okay with it, then I guess maybe I should be okay with it too. But I thought this was interesting. Andy Strickland, I think he's associated with the St. Louis Blues, if I'm not mistaken. But he tweeted yesterday, and Nasties, I want to know your thoughts on this. This is kind of funny. The bottom line with Edmonton is that they want to win. The leadership core of the players, specifically those who already met with Babcock, aren't afraid of him, and they believe they can control him if needed. Like, what does that mean? Like, you're going to control your coach? They still need roster depth and a goalie. Not sure Babcock can stop the puck. Fair, to which Dusty retweeted that. I'd love to know the last time in the NHL we saw the players believe they can control him in regards to the coach. And, like, that's kind of where we're at. Like, that's just... To me, that is just like, I don't know. I laugh at that. It's like, no, we can control him. What is he? What do you mean? How are you gonna
are you babysitting? Like, is he working for you or are you
Mike,
working under him? Do you know what I mean?
Come back, Mike. It's fine. I just, that's,
we're going to do this on the okay. We're going to set this up. Your guys are going to play like that. Well, actually, coach, we don't like, what is that?
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing as getting Connor McDavid involved in every move that this team makes.
Yeah.
Like, he already has the job to go on the ice. Yeah. There's a reason why there's so many people in management and a part of the entire Oilers organization to run after these things that Connor McDavid shouldn't look at. If this is something where you have to try and control your coach, I feel like that's adding more pressure on you unnecessarily as a player.
Yeah.
No,
it could very well be. Yeah. Like, absolutely. And I don't know why you want to put that yourself as a player. Like, I want to play, you know, that should be my number one focus, not to control my coach. Like, well, I still don't understand. What does that mean? Like, if he snaps in the locker room, they're just all gonna be like, Mike, you know, if something happens, we're going to go to, you know, Stan Bowman and see what he does. You know, will he do anything? I don't know. As we see,
do they have a weekly, you know, group session where they can vent things out and they go to a rage room?
Yeah.
Like, you know, I don't know what kind of approach. Things have changed extremely in the last 10 or so years, just not in the hockey landscape, but in mental health approach. Like, June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. Yeah, it is, and that's a big thing. You know,
that's changed. Like,
dudes don't like talking about their feelings and stuff like that. Maybe, I don't know, Mike Babcock becomes more open to that. Like, I don't know how you want to approch that, and
it would be tough to take him serious if you're like, Mike, I'm really going through something. Can you just listen to me for a second? Yeah, I'll listen to you, Zach. You know, like,
Mike Babcock's going to listen to you.
I don't believe you there, Mike.
Says it in third person. Well, maybe not exactly in a sense like that, but just the reports, though, that agents and UFAs on the team supposedly are ambivalent about this thing. Like, it doesn't feel like everybody's fully sold on this on the team, or those who are potentially sitting there weighing the options of wanting to resign with the organization. But there's probably so many conversations that you have to convince people that he's the right guy. That's the thing. It's not just, oh, that's a name. Sure. Yeah. We'll see how it goes. Yeah. It's the convincing process that you have to have. Like, the cons of what have come with him on surface and face value outweigh what the pros are. Yeah. And that's the challenge that, I don't know, that Oilers fans here have been juggling in their mind around. And I know it's not their decision to make, but it's tough to say, like, hey man, we're fully sold on this decision. So I don't know. The anticipation is great. It creates a lot of conversation around here, and to see if they ink him next week and there's a press conference, just to see what questions are going to be asked to Mike Babcock and what he has to say about everything that has transpired and what he hopes to bring to this team. Because it seems to me it's a done deal. Of course, it's not official yet, but all signs are pointing to it.
Correct.
I'm a betting man. I'd put money on it.
Yes, absolutely, man. We've got quite a bit of response from the Nasties. Baptized Big Uke in the Nasty chat. Episode of the year. ST nominee... Excuse me. Sorry about that. Put it on the list. Absolutely. I love that Young Buck take over commence Amish Man 19. I love it. Brad, the optician. In the words of Dusty, What is happening right now? YTT and the Coop together on the desk. History being made. Oh, this is great, man. Yeah, lots of love from the Nasties. That's Rob from the Grove. Look at these young gentlemen. Oh, that's great, Nasties. Let's go. Thanks for all the support. This is Pender's Pancake as well. Pancake, sorry about that. Great to see the kid line getting the reps. Absolutely. And then as well in the inbox there, Coop. This is pretty sweet. Okay, we got Mike from Newfoundland.
From Newfoundland?
We got a Newfie.
Wow.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh my gosh. I've never been. That's a long trip.
Yeah, I want to go out east, like so bad. And I want to go to like pubs and I want like the nightlife, it just looks from the videos I've seen. My uncle's from the Maritimes and he told me what it was like there growing up and just the dances and the beers and then just the stomping on the tables and like Great Big Sea. It's one of my favorite bands of all time. So I don't know. I don't know if they're from Newfoundland, but I know maybe Nova Scotia, something like that. But
right, I haven't ever been out there. I've heard great stories of people who have traveled there. Now, Trev, I know this is entirely off topic. Can I ask you a question personally?
Yes.
What's the longest road trip that you've ever had in your life? Now, either
that's a good question.
By road or like in a car, in a vehicle, or
I know. I got
a train.
Oh, never been on a train.
Okay.
My first train was in Edmonton.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Freaked me out, man. I thought I was in New York.
Yeah, on the LRT.
Well, yeah, it was the coolest thing ever. I'm like, I am under like downtown right now. That is absurd to me. Isn't that crazy?
So rough. It's
and
so
I
rough.
felt like Batman. Yeah. I was like, honestly, that was pretty cool.
Darkness.
Darkness. This one reporting in from Solemn. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Solemn, Oregon.
Solemn, Oregon. Okay, let's see where that is.
Home of the Marion Berries WCL team, Ugly Doug. That's a first-time texter from Ugly Doug. We just did that. Give me some skin.
We just did that. Okay,
that's great. Troll, I'm listening from Calgary. Boring answer, I know. No, there's nothing boring with that. Chris the Plumber, 142nd Street, Stony Plain Road. I absolutely love it. Rob the Plumber, I'm out in Vegreville for work today. Brother Morgs, we got to toss the disc there pretty soon here, Brother Morgs. Listening from Brooks, Alberta. Brandon from Windsor, he's out east. And guess where he's from? Windsor.
I don't know. He could be from there.
Yeah, Brandon,
but he's
from
not
Windsor.
Currently there.
Yeah, he's currently.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he happens to be.
Huh.
That's Salem, apparently.
Salem, yes. The capital city of Oregon, actually.
How big is that city?
Founded in...
I'm going to say Oregon. I'm going to say 500,000.
185,000.
Damn it.
Cherry City.
Damn
apparently,
it.
Yeah. The political hub. Agricultural.
And then
Cherry City.
Just to bring it, that's awesome, Nasties. I love hearing amazing. That. Dave the Welder, just to bring it back at the end of the day, if Babcock can bring a Stanley Cup to Edmonton, everyone will think he's great. Anything less, people will say it was a brutal decision.
That's the thing it comes down to, really. Now, I understand there's a level of fandomship for everybody.
Yes.
Right? I feel like there are certain tiers, okay? You have the casual fans who watch when they're in the playoffs. You have the people who might catch a game once a month, but support the franchise. They might own a jersey. They might have this. And then you have the diehard fans who follow and watch along all the time.
Yes.
There's certain groups within that top tier fandomship where you're a rabid Oilers fan. People watching here, I'm sure all are, and listening on Edmonton Sports Talk all the time, that now they take this news, right? Like Evander Kane coming in, all the history of certain players. I mean, Corey Perry had his own, I guess, exit from Chicago there and came here and did great things, right? And it might be tough to swallow in the moment.
Yeah, like there are examples of players the Oilers have brought in that haven't necessarily had the best of resumes, that have maybe excel isn't the best word, but they've done good. Like when Evander Kane came in, he scored in his first game against Montreal. I won't forget that. I was like, oh my gosh, this is great. And I just remember like no one was going to do it. Like this is so Oilers. But they were desperate. They needed a really good player, and they're desperate right now. They need a really good coach. You know, that's up for discussion right now. But what I'm saying is there is, as we've seen, like you can bet on someone that has a bad track record that it ends up working out for you.
And it can work out for somebody as a team.
And I know coaches and players are completely different. So,
of course.
Still, like
they're like all the way down the line. You look at Stan Bowman. People were very precise or passionate about it and saying like that's not what has to happen. There's a second chance here. Whatever. There's a path towards it. Whatever their opinion was. Like there's a lot of people who were kind of not liking the fact that he was hired and. He's made these blunders and things like that. But what I'm trying to get at overall is no matter what will happen, what happens in anybody's past who gets brought into this franchise, if there is success found there, I find that gets completely washed away. Yeah. Right. And naturally so. You want the team to win if they do these great things and come in with that comment from the Nasty. I forget who commented that about Mike Babcock. If he brings a Stanley Cup, nobody is going to care. And that's just how it is, man, for sports teams. You want your sports team to win.
Yeah, right? Absolutely. You know what's really funny?
Yeah.
You asked me a question and I didn't answer it.
I completely forgot what I asked.
My longest trip.
Yeah, okay, yeah. This is the longest trip. I keep talking and I keep coming back in circles.
I got sidetracked. That wasn't on you. That was on me, Coob. My longest, it wasn't on a train because, you asked me, what about a train? I've never been on a train before. It was... I drove. You know where I drove to? Lethbridge, Alberta, all the way to Miami.
What?
Yeah.
When?
This was the summer before I moved to Edmonton.
What? So, what was it? Did you go during spring break?
It was during the summer.
To Miami?
I went to Miami because my dad was living there at the time and stepmom.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, how long did you?
I was there for a week, and it was down there. It was a 12-hour drive
by yourself.
12 hours.
So, did you drive funny? 6? What?
It's Miami, Manitoba.
Oh, I was like, wait a second. I was like, Miami. I was like, wait, nah, you're pulling my leg. Is this? Okay.
It's just this, it's like less
this is
than
a real spot?
Yeah, less than 1,000
Miami,
people.
Manitoba.
It's tiny, man. But yeah, that's funny.
I was like 12 hours. I was like, there's no way you're
12
driving.
hours.
You're going like 300 kilometers an hour.
Yeah, I was just ripping.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, so that was my furthest. And I was right around 12 hours. And I listened to, I remember I didn't listen to, I'm not even joking. That's why this is so cool, man. Like I'm so happy to be here talking to the listeners right now because it's full circle for me. I remember not listening to Oil Stream and Two Guys and a Goalie for a month because I knew I was going to see my dad. And so when I drove to Miami, I listened to Oil Stream and Two Guys the whole time.
Oh, that's amazing.
And now here I am. Isn't that sick?
That is I
love it.
That would be I guess what they call a full circle moment, right?
It is a full circle.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Trev.
Chase your dreams. Nasties.
Yeah, see,
whoever's listening right now.
And butterflies. Chase your butterflies.
And butterflies as well.
That's cool. I wish.
What about you?
Miami. I went all the way to a little town in Ontario called Sioux Lookout because I have family who lives around there. My mom lived there for quite some time as well in her youth. And my mom, my brother, and myself in the summer of grade 6 entering grade 7, I believe, in 2014, we took a train from Edmonton, CR Rail, all the way to Sioux Lookout. It took 48 hours.
Whoa!
It was bad. It was, I never want to do it again. It was a great experience.
48 hours?
Yeah. I mean, we stopped in Winnipeg.
Like 60 kilometers, or no, probably like 80K.
I'm sure they get up there, but there's times where you have to stop if a tree falls in the rail, there's smoking stops. Like people who have to, if Hernan was on that train, he'd have to go get a dart every once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that was a fun experience going out there, and I'd much rather fly and then drive, but the route would be to Winnipeg and then to drive from Winnipeg out there. But yeah, man, planes, trains, and automobiles for me. Like that's awesome. That's a tough thing.
That is that's great. More texts coming in. Larzy about 3 west minutes away, so that guy Larzy's very close. Dave in Section T is giving us tips for tomorrow's tailgate. You guys are pushing it, showing up at noon for the 11 a.m. tailgate. So we should probably show up a little earlier.
Well, my understanding is tailgate for 11 o'clock is usually like the setup time and things like that. But there's logistically, we gotta sort some things out. We'll be set up, I believe, just at noon or shortly thereafter. Usually that's how we have been. when we're been posted up on Tailgate Together. And Nasties and everyone alike, Dave in Section T and
Beauty.
VR Montenegro, who is
shout out
here.
VR. We just saw him.
Speaking of road
great.
trips.
Yeah. Talk about a road trip. That's great.
Yeah, 8 hours. We're going to come back.
That's not fun. This is the Oil Stream presented by Boston Pizza. I'm YouTube Trev. That is Ice Cube. We're talking all things Oilers. We're going to shift gears now and talk a little bit about some UFAs that I would like to see the Oilers go after. Their chances of them landing any of these guys is, I'd say, less than 10%. Like, I doubt it, but it's fun. We're having fun. It's offseason. What offseason, baby? Keep those texts coming in, 780-218-9999. Obviously, the nasty chat is just, it's absolutely ripping. And great conversations being had. I absolutely love to see it. It's also worth mentioning we are in the Popeyes, Louisiana kitchen studio. And where are we here? There we are.
We're in the Popeyes, Louisiana kitchen studio. That's where we're at.
Yes, we are. Brought to you by the new value menu at Popeyes, Louisiana Kitchen, featuring 5-piece nuggets, fried pickles, mini chicken wrap, mini chicken sandwich, and blackened cauliflower, all for $4 plus tax. These are perfect snackable items that can round out your favorite Popeyes meals. Let's go, baby. Love Popeyes. Still remember the first time I had Popeyes. It was just massive. The lineup, never seen anything like it for food in Lethbridge when I got it. It was crazy.
Really? So it was like the whole town just
it took me like 30 minutes to in the drive-thru.
In the drive-thru too.
It was incredible.
Now, was it like a soft launch? Was it a big story?
It was. Okay. Yeah. It was a soft
So people,
launch.
you saw it being built. Like where in Lethbridge was it exactly?
It's like Mayor McGrath. It's like Lethbridge's Jasper Ave, I guess.
Oh, okay. So it was like right in a main artery kind of
just
Lethbridge.
Fudge packed.
Yeah, and you knew once it opened, people would be all
everyone
over
knew. Everyone knew.
Did you have the day on the calendar?
Popeyes.
Did you know when it was going to be open?
And that was when I was in college. So like we were all like, let's go.
Okay,
we'll be the only ones going. And
Nobody else knows. Yeah. Yeah. The hard. See, they got the hard launch and the soft launch, but no.
Right on.
Popeyes,
Okay.
love it.
Are you ready for this?
I think so.
This is the top 5 UFAs. Nasties, I want to know your thoughts. As always, if you don't like it, if you want to rip me, feel free to do so. That is A-okay. And if you agree, I would also like you to say, that's awesome, Trev.
That's awesome, Trev.
Thank you. Okay.
May I have a pen, good sir? I'm sorry to bug you.
You
Yes.
have this pen.
I don't even, usually I play with pens all the time.
That's okay, man. I don't need a pen.
I know Dusty's always chewing his pen too.
That one has been chewed on, by the way.
Thanks for
That
the
is
warning.
Dusty's.
That's okay. I'll wash my hands after.
Okay. The top 5 UFAs I would most like to see the Oilers go after. Starting at number 5. I guess, we'll go 5 to 1. Andrei Kuzmenko. His last contract he signed was a 1 year, coming at $4.3 million. This last season, 25 points in 52 games played. Man, this guy is skilled, like extremely skilled. I remember the first time watching, this is right when he got traded to Calgary, and just doing the warm-ups, man, like this guy, Patty Kane, Johnny Gaudreau, rest in peace. In the warm-ups, they just do stuff that you're just in awe. Watching Kuzmenko, I was like, damn, like this guy was doing incredible stuff. I was like, this guy's got so much skill. He's kind of bounced around, and I can't help but think that has affected his confidence, his points, but this guy's a fan favorite. Like, do yourself a favor if you've got a few minutes, obviously after all of EST programming, and watch Kuzmenko. This guy is an absolute bundle of joy. He would be a fan favorite, and he's a Russian. He's physical. He's gritty. Last time we saw him in the playoffs was against the Oilers, which he chipped in. In his first year in the NHL, he was almost a point per game player. But if you look at his DB, as soon as he gets to a new team, he fits in right away. Like he's almost a point per game player. And then it kind of the next year, he doesn't really follow it up that well. So I would go with like a 1 year, like $2 million, $3 million contract. And another thing I know a lot of nasties are going to say, his health. I agree. He's not the most healthy player, but what are your thoughts?
I think he could be a good choice for sure. And, I just imagine him and Podkolzin or something together. This could be a player who could replace maybe a Jack Roslovic.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's sort of the approach.
Yeah.
Depending on what sort of, deal he would want and if he was interested in rejoining the Oilers, this would be somebody if Jack Roslovic walked away, or if the Oilers were going past him, that you would have on the radar if you wanted to replace a player just as that. I feel like he's less inconsistent than maybe a Jack Roslovic. He kind of scored in bunches, but for sure. I mean, somebody who's a former 39 goal scorer in 22-23 after coming overseas from the KHL, like he put the league on notice that first season
and
that he was
almost an Oiler. It was
and everybody wants him too at the trade deadline. Like everybody sees the value. So I like that at number 5, and Andrei Kuzmenko, definitely a skilled player that the Oilers would love to have if they could get him.
Yeah. John Ashton, Alberta. That's awesome. Trev, fire it from Smitty the Welder. Kuzmenko Gritty from Gord Maynor.
Yeah, he can muck it up. He gets in there too. He's not afraid to really play the puck in any way, but when he has the puck on his stick, pretty decent IQ as well. He's got a wicked shot, and you can trust him when he carries the puck, right? Like the play isn't going to die on his stick.
I agree. Yeah, he's got confidence for sure. I'm just realizing it's 12:36. We got to rip. We got a lot to talk about. I still want to get to Taves. So I'm going to just maybe rattle these off if that's okay. Yeah. Does that work?
Hey, man. I'm fine with it.
Okay, sounds good. Up next, my all-time favorite player. I remember my stepdad and brother surprised me to go watch this guy growing up. I was just a bundle of joy. First time being in Edmonton in like years. I honestly think I cried. I got to see my boy Jamie Benn in the Dallas Stars.
Oh my gosh.
His last contract it was a 1-year deal at $1 million. This last season, 36 points in 60 games played. What is he bringing? Obviously, he's a captain. He's a leader, a voice in the room, experience. He doesn't quite have the skating, but you know what? I'm not gonna lie. He never really did. That's not what he was known for. So Ben, if you could get him a similar contract, what are the chances of this happening? I know not that realistic. He probably doesn't want to leave Dallas. He's got a lot of roots there, but I'd be through the roof.
Definitely slim chances. It'd be an idea, similar to having a Corey Perry presence in the room. Veteran grizzled guy that I think the Oilers are missing. I'd love to see it if they can make it happen, but I don't think this one would happen at all.
I agree. Up next, he just said that he will not re-sign with the team that he was traded to at the deadline. John Carlson, his last contract, 8 years with an AAV of $8 million, 60 points in 71 games played. One of his better years this last year he just had. I mean, again, if the Oilers had the money, I'd be like, yes, do it. If they did that, then they would have like nothing else. And so that's where it really sucks. But John Carlson, he had his best year this year in several years. I think he's still got it. A veteran presence for sure. I don't know. I like that. But again, they don't have any money, Zach.
Yeah. This is the tricky thing. Now, this is YouTube Trev's like sort of dream approach to UFA if they can make the money work.
Yeah.
Right. Say they made a Nurse trade today, got rid of all the salary cap. You'd want a player like this to replace him.
I think so.
Right. Was that your approach to picking a player like John Carlson?
For sure. Like if they could get rid of Nurse and are able to sign him, but like his last contract was $8 million. I wouldn't do that. Like I'd probably, you'd want to get this guy like six and a half,
maybe.
Yeah. I'd go low. I'd start at
he's 36 years old. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, this one is a little bit of a pipe dream, reading reports about his announcement with the agent, not exactly sure who his agent is, but him and his agent went to the Anaheim Ducks and said, hey man, we enjoyed our time here in Anaheim out west, but he has family back east. So I think he would want to approach that, but I'm sure maybe whatever his contract ends up being, I don't know. Let's say it's a 1-year thing. Maybe,
it'll be
in a potential trade target.
Yeah.
Right. He could ride it out for the last bit, but I'm sure his roots are based out east, and he kind of voiced that with his crew. So to go back in the Eastern Conference is sort of his desire. Yeah.
Very good there, Zach. All week I've been doing, for the last month, I've been doing trade of the days. And the one thing that I've been told a lot is the Oilers are way too soft. So with this next player that I wouldn't mind, Radko Gudas, his last contract, 3 years, at $4 million AAV. He had 13 points, 56 games played. Obviously, you're not really getting him for the points aspect of his game. You're getting him for that pain in the butt to play against. And I'd certainly like to, it's a player, everyone's heard this, you want him on your team. and you hate to play against that guy. But and it's funny because people are going to bring up how the Oilers won game 1 in the playoffs this year. He blew a tire and he fell skating backwards, and then they didn't play him. Which the remainder of he also was battling some injuries, but tough look for Radko there. But I don't know. I think that, and especially if they get a Babcock, hey Radko, go muck it up out there.
Yeah, Radko Gudas, who's a greasy player. I mean, he took Austin Matthews out. He injured Sidney Crosby. And not that all of those were fully intentional that he meant to hurt those players, I don't think. Yeah. But unfortunate situation. He'll put his body on the line, man. He'll be there. He stepped up when the bell rang. He didn't walk away from the fight. He wanted to be there to play the Leafs in that game. Fought, even though he's injured. Good captain. That would be a guy the Oilers would be more than happy, smiling.
Yeah.
Ear to ear.
I think so.
Biggest grin ever to have a player like Radko Gudas on their squad. I like that, Trev.
For sure.
I like that a lot, actually. Yeah.
Thanks, Zach.
Yeah,
appreciate
big time,
it, bro.
big time. Good pick.
Okay, and lastly, I've seen this more than any other name in the Nasty chat in the last month. Rip City Step. This one's for you. Patrick Laine. His last contract, 4 years, coming at $8.7 million a year. He had 1 assist in 5 games played this year. Obviously, it would have to be like a 2-year, 1-year deal. This guy is, he's definitely dealt with some injuries on the ice, and then he's been pretty public with what he's had to deal with off the ice as well. But aside from that, man, what could have been Patrick Laine? I love this guy. When he came in, 40 goals as a rookie. There was a time where I didn't see that. I remember Crosby had 100 points as a rookie. Same with Ovechkin. And I'm like, and then there was a point in time where that never happened. Those numbers weren't even close until Austin Matthews was putting up monster numbers as a rookie. Same with Patrick Laine for goals. And then we just saw this year what Macklin Celebrini did. But already no thanks to Laine from Smitty. That's fair. There's the injury stuff. But man, what if he was healthy? And what if you got that Laine of old?
I mean, hey, they could, I think Dustin Nielsen would be all over it. He loves his Finnish players. He loves Jussi Puljujärvi. When he came back or got traded to the Montreal Canadiens, signed with them, actually, I thought that he could put up 40 goals. Yeah. I thought that he still had something in him. I'm sure that there's a fire within him somewhere. And as a fan of the game and a fan of Laine, you see just how powerful his shot is and how great he is offensively.
Hardest shot I've ever seen. To this day, he is. There's several players that have it, but man, I remember it was in the North Division year, COVID, all that. Very early on in the season, Patrick Laine was on a breakaway. I crap you not, Coob. He was at the blue line. I swear, just entered the blue line, and it was against the Calgary Flames. He snapped his wrist. That's all it was. It wasn't a wicked wind up or anything. And then phew, in the net. I was so still to this day, I'm just in awe of his shots. I think the greatest shot I've ever seen.
Wow.
And he also, I know there's a lot of great shots, but I would definitely put him in that conversation. And I remember him saying he would for my whole life, I would shoot 1,000 pucks every single day. That's all I did was shoot 1,000 pucks.
I did that. Why didn't I turn out like that?
Yeah, wait a second. I did that too.
Come on. No. Maybe I didn't do the other work. I don't know.
That's funny.
Yeah. No, Laine, man. Yeah. I would say no, just because of his track record. I know you've picked this as a little bit of a personal one. Yeah. Big risk.
And Smitty, if I had wings, I could fly. Yes, I know. We all know, Smitty. We all know. Okay. Big Uke brings up a good point. Yeah, because Laine is going to come back to Babs. Fair enough. Okay, let's keep this party going. We got 6 minutes to talk about Jonathan Toews and why I think he is very overrated. And you think that as well. I don't know, man. I hear that he was on the NHL's, if you don't know Jonathan Taves, he announced his retirement today. Very good career, obviously, a very impressive resume. But I just think that he rode the coattails off of his great team. And if he was elsewhere, there's no way, not even close, would he move the needle to other superstars. If you compare him, he was on the NHL 100 best players of all time.
Was he?
Yes. It was him. He was there over Joe Thornton. He got snubbed, I'm pretty sure. Evgeny Malkin didn't make it, but Jonathan Toews made it. A player that has never been a point per game player in his career. And I know people are going to say, points aren't everything, Trev. But I still, I would way rather have a Patrice Bergeron, that can put the puck in the net. But I think his defensive game is substantially better. And my last thing I'll say here is if Sidney Crosby goes elsewhere, say 5 years into his career, leaves the Penguins to go out west or something, I think he's going to win a cup. I think he's that good. He moves the needle that much. If Alex Ovechkin, same thing, 5 years into his career, for whatever reason, he gets traded out west, traded to a new team, I think he could bring a cup to that team. Nathan McKinnon, I say the same thing. If Jonathan Toews was traded 5 years into his career to be the centerpiece and help, he's not gonna do that like Sidney Crosby or any of the other greats would. And there's people that say he is one of the best. The NHL said it. He is one of the best players of all time. I don't buy it, man. I really, really don't. So I've always kind of said that, and I know Gager absolutely loves Jonathan Toews. I just think he's extremely overrated, and he happened to be at the right place at the right time in Chicago.
Yeah, I agree with most of what you're saying, and I can see, look, okay, 3-time Stanley Cup champion, 10, 13, and 15, all with the Chicago Blackhawks. Great teams.
Yeah.
Because they're different teams. They retooled and got different pieces for sure. And there's a lot of players, on that team that were also showing up. We play the 84-0 game, right? Anytime you get the 2010 Chicago Blackhawks, it's half their roster. They got Patrick Sharp on there and Nicholas Hjalmarsson.
Yeah.
Right? They got everybody on that team because when teams win, you need Cups to be a good player and one of the greats. But when I sit here, 81 points, the most he's had, 82 game season. He's had a Frank J. Selke award. He also is a 2-time gold medalist as well, which is hard to forget. He is a player that is needed on a team. He can be that corner piece team because of his leadership, just because of his determination. He was a Bill Masterton finalist this year after missing, he missed 2 years and came back after having long COVID. A good story, good things like that. But it's just if you ask a kid today, who's a big player that stood out to you, they would never name Jonathan Toews. In 10 years, no. He's a player to remember, but I feel like he's in that tier 2 level of greats. You know what I mean? Or maybe tier 3. He's up there. What he did shouldn't be forgotten.
Yeah.
But it's not just him who did it. And he stood there. You can put him in any situation, but when you compare him to, as you did, some of the most amazing generational talent, I don't think he stands up there. But he got a lot of praise for a lot of reason.
Yeah. No,
even growing up, it was Jonathan Toews is the guy.
Yeah.
But it's now I come to realize he found that success, but I don't think he was that amazing.
No, not
I missed
nearly as amazing as. And there's Gordon Mamer. He brings up Conn Smythe too. I'm right. Stahl just won the Conn Smythe this year. Jonathan Marshall show. You can just get hot at the right time.
And not to take that away from any player.
I think he's an uppercase Ryan Nugent-Hopkins.
Okay.
A little bit better than Ryan. Well, sure, a fair bit better.
Right. His things in the locker room.
Yeah.
Though is what stands out most to me about his play. Obviously, a good enough player to have an illustrious career, really has. Winner, no doubt, over 1,140 games, 383 goals, nearly 1,000 points, 912, and he wraps it up in his hometown. He's an easy person to cheer for, which is part of why I think hockey fans look at him and be that's a guy you want to be. You look at a hockey player like Jonathan Toews and you tell your kid that's who they should try and be. That's why part of why he got so much praise as well. And
but I just, as
I'm sitting here right
say
now,
he's the best ever. And there are people that say that. And I know this is, you guys are clueless, disgraceful, from Dan Gracer. I don't know. Like, I'm giving you reasons. This is my thought. I think it's fair. I think we could debate this, and I would love to talk to you about it. Trev is on to wacky. To say Taves is just hot at the right time is hilarious. I mean, it's true. That's kind of what happens for some, not all, but some Conn Smythe winners. So yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. But regardless, Jonathan Toews, one hell of a career. You're still a hell of a player. I just don't think you're as great as other people. And with that being said, shall we change gears here?
Oh my gosh, the show is almost over.
I know. Yeah, it's ripping. So we've got like 6 minutes to do this. Would you rather?
Okay.
And we'll do it for the numbers game, presented by Play Alberta. Obviously, all of Edmonton Sports Talk. That is a presenting sponsor. PlayAlberta.ca. Go check them out. We put parlays up there every single day. It's awesome. You're gonna love it. Play Alberta. Okay, let's do this.
Okay,
you hit me first.
Would you rather get front row seats to an Oilers playoff game or go out with donaires with 3 players from the team?
Wait, say this again. Sorry.
So complete front row seats
to an Oilers game.
I'm going to change it not just to a single Oilers game, but a full Oilers round, all the home games. Say it's guaranteed to go 7 games.
Okay, cool.
And they're hosting.
Yeah.
Right? Would you rather get front row seats? You get to pick where you sit, behind the bench, whatever.
Yeah.
Get to watch the full Oilers series. And I'm talking like round 1 and 2, not Stanley Cup final, maybe Western Conference Championship, but not Stanley Cup final, or have the choice to go 4 donaires with any 3 players of your choosing from the current Oilers roster. This is tough. I know.
You know what? It's not tough for me.
Yeah.
I'm getting some donaires.
Damn right you're getting donaires.
Yeah, I'm getting some donaires with some Oilers. That's what I'm doing.
Which three?
I'd probably take Connor and Leon. That's a lock. And the next one, probably I do Zach Hyman.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I would go with those 3.
Right. I'd pick the same thing. I'd go like Hyman, Ekholm, and like an Ingram or something like that. Somebody who's great talker.
I like that.
Maybe a Bouchard or something like that. I don't know. Man.
That's great, man.
There's certain players I want to get in the mind of for sure.
Okay.
Do you want to go back and forth on this? Because I have a total of 5.
Okay. Yeah, I got one for you.
Okay.
Would you rather be an NHL coach or a GM? And Nasties play along as well.
Well, I sit here today and I'm like, there's a reason that I haven't been in anything like that. Like I don't have the chops for it overall, but realistically, traveling would be hard. Making phone calls would be difficult, but being able to say that you're a general manager of a hockey team, I think I would do that. Yeah. I've done it before in NHL video games, okay? And I've won cups.
Yes.
So put me behind a franchise and let me puppeteer a winning team.
You're damn right. Mm-hmm. I love that. Good answer, man.
All right. If you could ask Connor McDavid one question about his life or sports, what would you ask him?
If I could ask McDavid
just one question
about life or sports,
life, sports, whatever, and he has to answer truthfully.
If he's ever played Pokemon, and what's his favorite Pokemon?
Okay.
I've always wanted to ask that. Seriously.
Okay. I'd ask him if he's going to resign in Edmonton. He has to answer truthfully. You can ask him anything.
He wants to win in Edmonton, so that's your answer.
There we go.
That's good. Okay. Would you rather spend a weekend with Connor and Leon, or Justin Rankin and Tyrell Ford?
Oh, man, that'd be a fun bunch. Either way, I don't know. Like, where are we going? Are we going to, like, Pigeon Lake?
Wherever. Do whatever you want. What's up, boys? What do you want to do?
Yeah, I'm going Rankin and Ford.
Me too.
Easy. Yeah, yes. Those guys.
They're a hoot.
Hype you up.
Bernard can speak for that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Heck yeah. All right.
Okay, this is the last one.
Okay. If an current Oiler, wrote a book, and not a kid's book, so you can't go with Zach Hyman's kid's book. Who would you want to hear their story of? Which Oiler would you want, after their career's wrapped up, a full autobiography sort of deep dive into their career?
It would have to be Connor. I'm sorry.
I know, it's an easy choice.
I was all in on his Dear Canada in the Players Tribune right before the Olympics. Like, I got goosebumps reading that. Seeing that side of Connor is something we very rarely see. It has to be Connor, man. Like, just, I'm fascinated. I want to know his routine. I want to know everything. Like, getting up as a kid, I want to win the Stanley Cup. Like, that's crazy to me. And how driven he is, what he had to do to be where he is. It's incredibly impressive, and I don't read, but I would read that.
Yeah, and I would read that over and over again. It'd be like And the story about his injury as well. They had the documentary on that inside the NHL.
Exactly.
Yeah, I would sit there and say the same thing. One YouTube Trev. I agree with you.
Awesome. Sweet. This has been a great show. I know a lot of nasties didn't necessarily agree with me, and that is A-okay. We had fun, and that's all part of having sports talk discussion. I'm YouTube Trev. That's Zach Kubusch. Zach, you absolutely crushed it, buddy.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Right on. Up next, we've got EST Afternoons. You want to quickly tee that one up?
Yep. Zach to the future. We got Hernan's Noticias. We'll tee up the Elks Alouettes game. It's the Elks home opener tomorrow, 2 p.m. kickoff. Nick Anderson, Elks LB, joining us in the second hour, 2:20. We're all over the World Cup. Canada's 6-0 victory over Qatar. We'll dive into some Oilers news, NHL headlines, and so much more on EST Afternoons. Hernan Salas, Walking Gauge up next.
Now that is what's up. Nasties, you guys are all absolute beauties. Hope you have wonderful weekends. Maybe we'll see you at the tailgate. Don't go anywhere. EST Afternoons coming up with Hernan and Gager. I'm YouTube Trev. Peace.